Alrighty, so Steelers football is officially back. Preseason week 1 is in the books, and the Steelers had a really nice start to the preseason with the last second win over the Seattle Seahawks. The Steelers took this one 32-25 with none other than rookie quarterback Kenny Pickett throwing the game-winning touchdown pass in the final seconds. All three quarterbacks, Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, and Pickett led scoring drives, and all three played reasonably well, and we'll break down a little bit more of what we liked from each one of them. But first, Miles, give me your high-level thoughts of these guys in the game in general. What do you think of this outcome?
So in general, I think Mitch Trubisky came out and showed you up front why he's going to be your starter this season. He moved the ball well. He was athletic in some plays that he made. He ran for a big gain. Not big, but he ran for a first down, which was nice. He threw a touchdown, just like all of them have thrown touchdown drives, but he looked a little bit looser out there. He looked a little bit better in the pocket, and that was a big thing for me coming into this season, knowing that Pittsburgh was a little bit weaker in the offensive line department. You're going to want a guy out there who is more mobile, who can move around a little bit, and that was the thing that kind of threw me off about Rudolph. While his passing wasn't bad, he did well passing the ball, he just looked stiff behind the line.
Yeah.
He didn't really make anything happen with his legs, and that's something that both Trubisky and Pickett did very well. So that's a big one for me, that seeing those guys make plays with their legs. But man, Kenny Pickett came out there and he put on a show. He was extremely accurate. Led two touchdown drives. And I really loved how at the end of the game, it looked like he had given the Seahawks a chance by not converting on that fourth down. But then they get a turnover. He gets the ball back, and he screws his head right back on, goes down and leads a touchdown drive, and ends the game right there. So that was a pretty big one for me with Pickett. Looked really good in his first debut with the Steelers. What did you think?
Yeah, so I think first of all, this put to bed the notion that, Trubisky and Pickett, being new to the offense, new to the Steelers, that it was going to be slow going for them. Because I think you brought it up. Trubisky and Pickett looked much more comfortable, much more fluid in this Matt Canada offense than Mason Rudolph did. We saw from Mason Rudolph what Rudolph is. He's got the big arm. He has the ability to fit the ball into tight spaces. He threw that nice touchdown to Pickens, put the ball in a good spot there. But we saw some of the bad from Rudolph, right? He threw a ball that should have been intercepted. It was dropped by the Seahawk defender. He threw a couple, try to fit in a football in some tight spaces and some other situations. I know one down by the goal line was a tough deal there. So we saw what Rudolph is, and that's not really the long-term answer for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I, like you, and I'm sure everybody else, was very impressed with Kenny Pickett. And you know what I love about Pickett is that coming into the draft, everyone said, look, here's a guy who's NFL ready. He's a gamer. You want him on the field. You talk about a guy who comes out and has only 2 incomplete passes, leads scoring drives, and leads the game-winning drive, wins the football game. That's exactly what you like, and that's exactly what he was as advertised. And again, you brought up Trubisky. Trubisky, right away, you could tell he looked like the starter. This is his offense, and it's going to be his offense. But I think Rudolph should, kind of maybe look behind him a little bit, because I think Pickett really gained some ground on him with his performance today. Let's go to the stats. Let's break it down specifically and look at the quarterback's performance. And obviously, jumping out with Pickett, 13 of 15 right out the gate. I mean, that's a really strong start. You see the numbers there from Rudolph and Trubisky. Anything jump out at you specifically, Miles, with what you see there?
Yeah, I like it seems like Trubisky had a little bit more in the yards per attempt department, going 9 with respectively Pickett being 6.3 and Rudolph being 6.2. So they're about average there. But Pickett looked a little bit more confident when he was out there with those receivers, so that was pretty nice. Just the thing that I get is Rudolph can throw the ball, and that's never been the issue. But like I said, again, he just didn't look as comfortable being behind that offensive line. He kind of held the ball a little bit. He doesn't have the quickest release. So that was one of 2 things we talked about during the game is there's 2 ways to get around having a bad offensive line, and 1 is to be mobile and extend the play with your legs, and 2 is to have a quick release and get the ball out of your hands very quickly and keep the offense moving. And he didn't seem to do either of those things. So I don't feel like he is the best fit here for this offense. I think Trubisky and Pickett both did those things admirably. Both of them made plays with their legs. Both of them moved around, a lot of bootleg plays that looked nice from them, play actions, all kinds of stuff like that. So they just showed me that they seem to be the best fit for this offense.
Yeah, 100% agree. I think the only question mark with Pickett was maybe the fact he kind of took a lot of dinks and dunks. He didn't throw anything too far down the field as evident by that yards per attempt average. I think the thing that jumps out at me with Rudolph is he has a lower average, right around 6, and that's with that longer touchdown to George Pickens on his very first throw. So he even had a big play on top of that, and his average, really, if you take that away, was much lower, which is really not what you want out of Rudolph. His strength is the ability to make big plays down the field, intermediate to deep, and him not executing this is, again, not a good sign for him being the backup quarterback. But again, I was blown away by Trubisky coming out right out of the gate, running the offense really well, converting that nice third down to Olszewski, and then, of course, the touchdown to him later in the drive. I thought he looked great. I thought Pickett showed a lot of moxie there, coming back from taking that really bad fourth down sack, getting the football right back and leading the game-winning drive. I think that showed exactly what the Steelers wanted in Pickett. And how about those Kenny chants from the Pittsburgh faithful? That was pretty wild to see. But again, if I'm a Steelers fan, I'm excited because Trubisky looks like he was a really great signing, like a lot of people thought he was, and Pickett looks like he has a really big, bright future in front of him, a lot of potential there. So a lot of good news, a lot of excitement coming out of this game for the Steelers.
All right, Nick, it's time to get your internet privacy back today on every device you own in any country you want. Don't let anyone but you control your internet. NordVPN keeps you safe from prying eyes wherever you go online with their military-grade encryption. Is your favorite Netflix or streaming content blocked in the US? You can simply connect to one of the many countries available with NordVPN and get the access you need.
That's right, Maya. So right now, get our exclusive NordVPN deal here at nordvpn.com/SMI. It's risk-free now with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, get that exclusive deal, nordvpn.com/SMI.